World Cup just kicked off. Close to 5.5 billion people are going to watch this tournament over the next few weeks. And somewhere in the middle of all that, quietly, without most people even noticing, a robot's been watching too. Not as a stunt, not as some marketing gimmick, as a student. And what it's learned over the last couple of weeks is one of the biggest stories in sport right now. And almost nobody's actually explaining what it means. Let's get into it. You've probably already seen this. The video's been everywhere, 140 million views in under 2 weeks. Atlas, the Boston Dynamics robot, sitting there watching old World Cup footage. Pele, Maradona, Messi. Head turning, ring light shifting color like it's actually taking it in. Then it gets up, walks onto a pitch, and starts trying football skills itself. Everyone's seen the clip. Everyone thinks it's cool. Fair enough, it is. But here's the thing almost nobody's covering. This isn't just a cute marketing video. What Atlas actually pulled off in that final episode is one of the biggest breakthroughs in robotics, period. And once you see what it did and how it did it, you'll understand why this matters a lot more than just a robot kicks a ball. This move is called the Rabona. It is a cross-leg kick where the player wraps one foot behind the standing leg to strike the ball. It requires precise balance, split-second timing, full body coordination, and a level of spatial awareness that takes professional players years to master. The Rabona disguises the direction of the kick until the last possible moment. It is one of the hardest skills in football. Elite players attempt it and fail. Most professionals never master it at all. Atlas executed it wonderfully. Hyundai confirmed categorically every movement in every episode of this series was performed by the physical robot. No digital enhancements, no camera tricks, no CGI. What you see is what happened. But here is the detail that made engineers around the world stop and pay attention. Atlas didn't learn the Rabona the way a human player learns it, through years of grueling repetition on a training pitch. The Rabona was not pre-programmed into the robot. Atlas learned on real motion capture data from professional footballers. And here is the part that sounds like science fiction. Atlas packed the equivalent of a year's worth of training into a single day. A skill that takes the best footballers years to develop, learned by a robot in a fraction of the time. This is arguably one of the world's greatest technological breakthroughs in robotics. Now here's where the story gets even more extraordinary. Atlas performing a flawless Rabona kick didn't happen in isolation. The feat is of course beyond newsworthy all by itself, but it occurred as part of a wave of robot sports milestones. In April 2026, 6 weeks before the World Cup began, a robot named Lightning entered the Beijing half marathon alongside 12,000 human runners. It didn't just finish. It crossed the line, beating the human world record by almost 7 minutes. Absolutely extraordinary. In the very same month, Sony's Ace robot beat a top 25 world-ranked table tennis player. Not by hitting the ball faster than any human could, but by reading spin, predicting trajectory, and executing with incredible tactical intelligence. The human was beaten fair and square. And since February, the world's first professional humanoid robot fighting competition, the Ultimate Robot Knockout Legend, has been running a full competitive season in Shenzhen, China, with 16 teams competing. The winner will receive a $1.4 million cash prize when the finalists meet in December. This isn't a novelty act. Robots are performing aerial combat maneuvers that would be physically impossible for a human fighter. 3 sports, 3 milestones, 3 moments that should have been front-page news across the world. And now, on the opening day of the World Cup, a humanoid robot is executing one of football's hardest skills as if it was nothing. These are not separate stories. They are the same story. Robot sports are not coming. They are not bound to the pages of science fiction. They are here, and they are evolving. In 2011, big-budget Hollywood movie starring Hugh Jackman portrayed a near future where robot boxing had replaced human combat sports. It was science fiction. It was entertainment. It was basically the Rocky story with robots. But here we are just 15 years later, and a professional humanoid robot combat league exists. Are the robots as advanced as the underdog Adam robot in the movie, or as powerful as the villain Zeus character? No. But how long will it take to get there? The gap between real Steel's fiction and today's reality is closing faster than almost anyone predicted. RoboCup, the world's premier robot football competition, was founded with a stated goal in 1997 to field a team of fully autonomous humanoid robots capable of beating the human World Cup champions by 2050. When that goal was set, we lived in a very different world, a world which was for the most part simple and predictable. It seemed ambitious to the point of fantasy. Today, with what we now see happening, 2050 no longer sounds ridiculous. It sounds like an absolute guarantee. And if you're placing a bet on the World Cup this summer, then maybe think about the odds of Atlas' new improved Big Brother running onto a Saudi Arabia pitch in 2034 and completely outplaying the future Messi, Ronaldo, or Ousmane Dembélé. The next 10 to 15 years are going to be the most extraordinary period in the history of competitive sport. Not because humans will be replaced, but because something entirely new is being born alongside human sport. The robots are rising, but it doesn't appear to be in the dystopian, fear-inducing nightmare depicted in so many Hollywood movies of the past 40 years, but possibly a rise to becoming true spectacles of wonder and awe for all of us to appreciate and marvel at. RoboSports Global exists for one reason. This story, the birth of robot sport, its rise from curious novelty to genuine athletic competition, its journey from a laboratory in Boston to a football pitch at the greatest sporting event in the world, deserves a channel that covers it with the depth, context, and the seriousness it deserves. Not as a novelty act to laugh and point at, but as true sport. And as a showcase of humanity's technological genius. We're going to be here for every milestone, every world record, every technological breakthrough, every event, every league, every competition as this sport finds its shape. We are here at the very beginning. We are taking our front row seat in the arena of robot sports and watching with a sense of optimism, wonder, and childlike curiosity to see just how things play out over the next few years. And if you're watching this and feeling that recognition, that sense that this is something you've been waiting for without quite knowing it, you're exactly who this channel is for. Why not join us for the ride?